Hi everyone, I'm Any New Province, and this week we're going to find out if Kaya's ghost form is possibly Pauper Playable. What makes Kaya's ghost form unique is that it allows Pauper players to pull creatures from the exile zone for the first time. That's why I've decided to pair it with the unearth mechanic so that we get a discount on our creatures and they stick around after the grave mold settles. As always, you can find the full deck list in the description box down below, and while you're down there, if you wouldn't mind liking the video and subscribing to the channel, I'd seriously appreciate it. It's a great way to let me know you've enjoyed everything, and it really encourages me to keep making great Pauper content. Alright, let's have a look at Kaya's Scourge. MTGWAR Marshal is the first obvious inclusion. Getting a ghost form on this bad boy represents a ton of goblin tokens. Carrion Feeder is next and is going to not only grow huge from our ghost formed war marshals, but also gives us more utility with our other recursive creatures. You're going to want to commit a Carrion Feeder right away almost every time. That way, when your war marshal or another disposable creature hits the battlefield on the following turn, you can eat it up and grow the feeder. Next, we're going to focus on dumping our unearthed creatures into the bin so that we can get a discount on their mana cost. Faithless looting is a key piece in this puzzle and a huge help here. For 4 mana, it represents loads of new cards in hand to work with, plus more butts in the bin than any other red card available at that cost. Insolent Neonate is next and can be a serviceable beater on the early turns and a sort of bad rummaging engine with Kaya's ghost form. Let's talk about a couple of our unearthed creatures. Dredgecape Zombie is first and provides a great inexpensive beater that can represent 2 counters on Carrion Feeder for 3 mana when required. Vythian Stinger is next, and it works as removal on a stick for fairies or a way to kill Tron through their pesky fogs once their life total is dwindling. Our last unearthed creature is Cathari Bomber, which we're always hoping to hit on turn 3 so that hopefully we can ghost form it up to flood the board with tokens. This deck's inexpensive creatures allow us to cast and flash back our looting effects each turn while progressing our board. Once a bomber or 2 connects, we should be wide enough to proceed to our massive game-ending swing. Scourge Devil is the unearthed creature that brings this all together. Getting multiple anthems with it using ghost form and unearth should allow us to make huge attacks turn after turn. Lightning Bolt comes along with Scourge Devil to make sure that even the damage from its ball lightning mode gets our opponent within lethal range. If all goes wrong and we're down to our feeder, or if we're in the burn matchup and need some life, Rite of Consumption is our final finisher and closes games before our opponents even know what we're up to. Ideally, when it's time to win, our board will be huge. All of our goblin tokens will benefit from Scourge Devil entering the battlefield, and our opponent will be dreaming of a moment of peace to keep themselves alive. For our mana base, we have 2 Radiant Fountains to try to beat Burn main board. There's 3 Rakdos Carnariums to pick them up, and 2 Bloodfell Caves to do the job that both of these lands do to a lesser degree. Finally, we have 4 Evolving Wilds to make sure we have access to whatever color of mana is required to Feeder or Faithless from turn 2 on. For our basics, we have 5 Mountains and 5 Swamps. It's an even split here because our deck wants to play out with equal amounts of each color as the turns progress. Alright, let's have a look at this sideboard. First, we have 3 copies of Chainer's Edict for bringing in the Boggles matchup, or if we need some removal against a fast deck. We have 2 copies of Cartouche of Ambition for gaining life in the Burn or the Tribe matchup. We have 3 copies of Wail of Nim to supplement our Vythian Stingers, and the damage on this actually matters on our opponent's face. We have 3 Pyroblasts for fighting against blue spells when we're resolving a Rite of Consumption. We have 2 copies of Flaring Pain for fighting through fogs, and 2 copies of Nihil Spellbomb for shutting down the graveyards of other decks. And there you have it, Kaya's Scourge. We're going to take this deck into a league at twitch.tv/AnyNewProvince this Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Atlantic time. We're there every Tuesday night playing Possibly Pauper Playable decks. Before I go, I just want to remind you that you can like the video or subscribe to the channel down below. I'd seriously appreciate it. It's a great way to let me know you've enjoyed everything, and it really encourages me to keep making great Pauper content. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this deck tech, and hopefully I'll see you on Tuesday night.